Welcome to The Wisdom of the East. Today we will meet the legacy of Hideyuki Ashihara and Ashihara Karate. Dive into the captivating world of Ashihara Karate as we unravel the story of its founder, Hideyuki Ashihara. In this video, we embark on a journey through the rich history and profound philosophy of Ashihara Karate, a martial art that goes beyond mere physical techniques. Discover the life and teachings of Hideyuki Ashihara, whose vision and dedication have inspired countless practitioners worldwide. Join us as we explore the dynamic techniques, the spirit of resilience, and the enduring legacy of Ashihara Karate. Subscribe now to join our community, and stay tuned for more insights into the world of martial arts excellence. Hideyuki Ashihara, December 5, 1944, April 24, 1995, was a Japanese master of karate who founded Ashihara Karate in 1980 with the emphasis on sabaki. He is often attributed as one of the originators of the Thai sabaki, whole-body movement, method. He was known for his weapon skills, including shuriken and tonfa. Ashihara was born on December 5, 1944, outside Hiroshima in Japan. He was raised by his grandparents in a small village called Nomicho. As a boy, he was a restless soul and often got into fights. He first came into contact with Budo when he started training in Kendo at the age of 10 to get an outlet for his energy. In 1960, when Ashihara was 15 years old, he moved to Tokyo and started working at a petrol station. This was his working place for 6 years. In September 1961, he first entered a karate club. He saw karate practitioners train and spar hard and realistically, something he liked immediately. The club was Oyama Dojo, later the Kyokushinkai Honbu Dojo, run by Masutatsu Oyama. He allegedly trained intensely and participated in every possible training session. It is said that his stubbornness and perseverance finally made it possible for him to grade to Shodan on March 26, 1964. He was then only 19 years old, and no one at the dojo could defeat him in Kumite. Kyokushin instructor. In 1966, Ashihara was made instructor in Kyokushinkai Karate at the Honbu Dojo. He performed well, and it was decided that he would have the honor of traveling to Brazil to instruct and spread Kyokushinkai Karate, something he had dreamed of for years. However, Ashihara got into a fight with 5 persons who attacked him on the street, all of whom he defeated. The police brought him into questioning, and the whole incident was reported to the Kyokushinkai Honbu Dojo. He was suspended from all training. After 2 months suspension, he was pardoned and sent to Nomura on the island Shikoku in southern Japan. After 3 months, he was called back to Tokyo and received a new chance to travel to Brazil. This time he declined. He wanted to return to Nomura and continue the work he had started there. This was granted, and his reputation as a fighter and instructor started to spread in that part of Japan. Nomura soon became too small, and he moved to the neighboring city of Yawatahama. He quickly founded one of the biggest Kyokushinkai clubs in Japan, and the activities were extended to 2 additional cities, Uwa and Uwajima. It was during this period that the concept of sabaki was developed by him. 3 principal points for Ashihara Karate were formed. Preparation and the use of the 4 positions represented by the circular symbol of Ashihara Karate became the first point. The importance of timing and evaluation of distance, Mai, became the second point. The third point is the stance, which must always be maintained whatever the situation to give maximum mobility. He expanded to the city of Matsuyama, and Ashihara Karate quickly became popular there as well. He started to instruct the police force, and universities started clubs in the area. Clubs were also established in Hiroshima, Osaka, Kyoto, Kobe, Nara, Shiga, and other places. In March 1978, the construction of the dojo in Matsuyama commenced, and he moved there at the end of the year. In 1979, the building was completed. He was still associated with the Kyokushinkai organization, but instructors in neighboring districts were complaining about his expansion of clubs. To avoid conflict within Kyokushinkai, he chose to resign from actively practicing karate at an official meeting in Tokyo in March 1978. He announced that he was willing to give up leadership for the clubs, as he had intended to concentrate on running his club in Matsuyama. It turned out that this was not enough, and he was expelled from Kyokushinkai shortly thereafter, following urge by competing instructors. Ashihara Karate. It was with this background that he created the new international karate organization, Nikko, Ashihara Karate Kaiken, in September 1980, based at his dojo in Matsuyama, and adopted the title Kancho, Grandmaster. Students include Joko Ninomiya, Kazuyoshi Ishii, and Makoto Yoshida. Joko Ninomiya was a very successful tournament fighter, 8th 1973 All Japan, 3rd 1975 World Open, 2nd 1976 All Japan, and 1978 All Japan champion, and would later go on to establish Enshin Karate in 1988. Ninomiya described him as his first and only karate teacher. Kazuyoshi Ishii established the Seito Kaiken karate style and later created the K1 kickboxing competitions. Makoto Yoshida, who changed his name to Makoto Hirohara, was a successful tournament fighter, 1987 Sabaki U.S. Open Karate Challenge heavyweight champion, and again in 1988. And his student was the 1991 middleweight Sabaki Challenge champion, Enshin Karate. He established Shintai Ikudo Karate in 1995. In 1987, he developed signs of illness. He had ALS, a rare disease of the nervous system also known as Lou Gehrig's disease. In the beginning of the 1990s, his condition worsened until he died on April 24, 1995, in Matsuyama at only 50 years old. Over 1,000 people attended his funeral. 3 autobiographies were written. The first in 1981, Sasurai Karate, Kagiri Naki Charenji Supiritu. The second in 1986, Karate ni Moe Karate ni Ikiru. And the third, Inochi no Kotoba, Karate o Aisuru Hitobito e, translated as titled, The Word of Life. For Those Who Love Karate, was published after his death with the final chapter written by senior Honbu instructor Hiroshi Harada. The technical aspects of Ashihara are shaped around 6 basic areas: basics techniques, 4 movements, positioning, sabaki, kata, kumite. The basics are 21 basic techniques, which are all practical in a street fight. The katas are based on sabaki and are applicable to real fighting situations, making them unique in the world of karate sabaki. Sabaki is a difficult concept to translate from Japanese. Broadly speaking, sabaki refers to movement, often involving a concept of control, sometimes implying preparation for a subsequent movement. For example, sabaki can be used in reference to training a horse. The rider performs certain movements in an effort to control the animal, in order to make the animal behave as she wants it to. Kancho Hideyuki Ashihara has adopted the word sabaki to epitomize the essence of this style of karate. In Ashihara Karate, sabaki describes the movement made by a defender stepping out of line of an attack into a position from which she can launch a counterattack. This controlled movement in preparation for a subsequent advance is the basis of the strategy of Ashihara Karate, the combination of defense and offense into one. Sabaki. The essence of Ashihara Karate is contained within sabaki, the method of fighting that combines defense and offense into one. In creating sabaki, Kancho Ashihara considered the various functions of the human body and how to maximize the body performance in order to control an opponent without being punched or kicked. For example, there are directions of movement that the human body finds easy as well as awkward. If your opponents approach head-on, it needs a great deal of power to force them back, especially if they are a lot stronger. If instead, you step to his side and pull him onward, he will carry on under his own steam. At that point, if you apply a little force from the outside, you can change the direction of his momentum and upset his balance. By using your opponent's force against them, you can see how someone who is not as strong can fell a much larger opponent. If this principle can be understood and mastered, then karate becomes something which anyone can learn. Two important concepts of sabaki are fight control and positioning. Positioning refers to the ability to take up a position at the opponent's side or back, blind spot, from which you can easily attack without being attacked yourself. Fight control is a term that represents that which Ashihara Karate stands for. It involves a revolutionary, scientific, logical, and safe type of self-defense training. Specifically, it refers to the ability to take up a safe and strong position from which to contain your opponent and launch a counterattack. Instruction guide Kancho Ashihara published his first book in English in 1985 titled Fighting Karate. An instructional video was released in 1985 in English. A second instructional book titled More Fighting Karate was published in 1989. In Japanese, Kancho Ashihara published his first book in 1983, Jisen Ashihara Karate, his second book in 1984, Jisen Ashihara Karate 2, and his third book in 1987, Jisen Ashihara Karate 3. Kancho Ashihara released his first Japanese instructional video in 1984, his second in 1986, and third also in 1986. The Ashihara Karate International Organization led by Kaicho Hussein Narker has also produced several instructional manuals, which includes Student Handbook, Kata Guide, Operations Manual, Administration Manual, Teaching Manual, Preparing for Black Belt and Tournament Preparation Manual, Kata Guide Theory Test Handbook. They have also produced several instructional DVD which includes Ashihara Karate, Sabaki, Ashihara Karate, Blue Belt, Part 1, Ashihara Karate, Blue Belt Part 2, Ashihara Karate, Kata 1. Tournament Kancho Ashihara did not initially create an annual world tournament for the style. United States Shihan Joko Ninomiya had been holding an annual tournament in Denver since 1978 in Kyokushin rules, which continued after Nikko was formed now in Ashihara rules. This tournament, named the Sabaki U.S. Open Karate Challenge, became the de facto world tournament open to all styles, with Ashihara rules, and attracted international entrants, including Japanese. The tournament was held until 1988. The South African Nikko group held their first variant of the Sabaki Challenge Championships in 1987, followed by the second one in 1988. This was after two South Africans, Hussein Narker and Brian Ebden, competed in the last U.S. Sabaki Challenge Championships organized by Joko Ninomiya Shihan. Since then, they held several others, but in 1990 started an invitational international championships, supported by Kancho Ashihara, with a foreword written by him in the first and second editions of the tournament. In 1996, this tournament merged with the Sabaki Challenge. By then, the group had separated from Nikko and formed the AKI. In 2010, the AKI celebrated their dojo's 30th anniversary by hosting its 30th anniversary First World Championships in Cape Town, South Africa. In 1993, Kancho Ashihara gave permission to the Denmark branch to organize a world tournament, naming it the Sabaki Challenge Spirit. In 1994, the first annual Sabaki Challenge Spirit was held in Denmark. The tournament was only open to Nikko karateka. No Japanese competitors ever entered, preferring to compete in Kyokushin tournaments in Japan. In 2011, the tournament affiliation with Nikko ceased, and ever since Nikko has organized their own tournament, named the Sabaki World Championship. Ashihara tournaments are similar to Enshin karate tournaments, such as rules, weight divisions, winning by knockout or points, scoring, allowed techniques, one-handed grabs and throws. Today, Ashihara established branches in Japan and spread throughout the world. Kancho Ashihara died in 1995 at 50 years of age due to illness. Before his death, he named his young son Hidenori to be his successor as Kancho of Nikko. Karate schools derived from Nikko include Enshin in the United States, Shintai Kudo in Japan, Josui International Karate Organization in Japan, Ashihara International Karate Organization, AIKO, in Holland, International Ashihara Karate Association, Ayaka, in Russia. Ashihara Karate International, AKI, in South Africa. Ashihara World Independent Union, AKWIU, in Holland, Australia. Thanks for watching. If you liked it, take a look at these videos that are in the cards at the end. Like, comment, share, and see you in the next video.